This film is about the 5 ways to mental well-being and the importance of keeping ourselves in good spirits. KOVE went to meet Jane Bratt-Jones, a clinical psychologist, and we visited a number of older people to see what they thought. Mental well-being is an important aspect of our lives.
Could you just tell us what is well-being?
Well, we're talking about mental well-being today, and I often start to explain that by talking about physical well-being, because most people understand what it means to feel well physically. So they feel active, they feel energetic, they feel ready to face the day, they don't have aches and pains, and generally they're feeling healthy and well. If you extend that idea to talk about mental well-being, we're thinking about the same things for your mind, really, for your mind and your emotions to feel active, energetic, ready to face the trials and tribulations of every day, and generally feeling perhaps sort of at one with yourself and content. And I think the important thing to remember is that feelings and thoughts and actions all interact with each other, and that there's a lot that every individual can do to change those things. So I think a lot of us feel that our emotions are just predetermined, they just happen to us, but they don't. We have thoughts, we take actions, and we have feelings, and those all interact with each other to influence how we're feeling at any one time. And as you said, there are 5 ways to well-being. Those are to connect, to be active, to take notice, to give, and to learn. So starting with connect, this is about connecting with the people around you and people in your lives. And there's really strong evidence that those who have good connections with friends, families, neighbours, the people around them, are more contented, happier people.
Mix with people. When you mix with people, you're happy. When you're on your own, you're miserable.
Well, it's too easy to get depressed. It's too easy to think about what's negative in our lives. We're all subject to it. It's just human nature, unfortunately. But sometimes when you talk to someone, you say, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could feel a little bit different that day. They give me some inspiration. I think I'll try that. You know, even if it's a conversation, it's still a step in the right direction.
It gives me feeling quite happy being with people, doing things like Scrabble and going to coffee mornings and doing a bit of knitting with my neighbours.
When you come here, you meet other people and you're friendly, and if you're feeling low at home, so you're feeling and you come here, there's someone always say something, make you laugh, or you do something, that keep up your spirit.
From our table, we have a good friendly with them, have a joke, laugh.
Laughter is a tonic. It can be like an exercise, laughter alone, because your torso is going up and down. You can see what I mean?
Yeah, I think that a laugh, like David said, I think is very, very important.
This table is a table of laugh. Anybody come on this table, they can never sad. They have to be happy.
Talk to people, and have a chat with people. At the bus stop even, you could raise a conversation and get a laugh.
I made friends with people very easily. I talked to them. And I think my mental health is doing good through that, because you're meeting different types of people, no matter what creed, color they are, and you smile and you say hello.
It's really important to work at those relationships and to make time for them. So to actually make an effort to pick up the phone and phone a friend, as they say, or to speak to your neighbour as you go past. Or to write a letter to someone, or to go out and have a cup of coffee, or whatever it is, or if you're at work, to talk to your colleagues and have those relationships. But we know there's very solid research that keeping those relationships going is very important to your mental well-being.
My main way of keeping in good spirits is to sing.
I sing at home all by myself, I sing in choirs. You name it, I sing it. It makes me feel relaxed. Well, I don't feel relaxed if I've been singing in a concert, because then I'm quite excited and there's plenty of adrenaline going round the body. Then I have to calm down afterwards sometimes. To calm down, I go and watch a soap on telly.
The next one is to be active. Now, I think we all know that being active is very good for our physical health, but actually it's really good for our mental health as well. But perhaps in this context, it's important to remember that this is about being active. It's not about being fit, so you don't need to go to the gym or be running marathons, but you need to be getting off the sofa, or out of your bed, or even out of the house.
So I just said to myself, I've got to get out and do something. Go take some pictures, or go find some flowers, or something building to look at, or just something that provides a different aspect to think about.
What keeps me happy? Fishing. I go fishing any time, fishing. I go fishing all day if I had the chance.
I feel marvellous after doing the aquarobics. I think it's partly the water, and everybody's in a good mood usually, enjoying sports in the water.
I like walking. I'm a 80-year-old woman. It keeps me healthy, it keeps me mobile, and I think it has done me a great lot.
But I'm 92 next birthday.
Right.
And I don't bloody well feel it.
So, going for a walk, go to the gym if you want to, go for a run if you want to, do some gardening, walk an extra, get off the bus and stop earlier and do a bit of extra walking that way. Or go to a class, or go swimming, or whatever it is. But being active is really important for our mental well-being. So the next of the 5 ways is to take notice, or notice, and this is perhaps one of the slightly more difficult things to explain to people. It's really about noticing how you are in the present and how the world is around you at this moment. So a lot of us spend an awful lot of time dwelling on the past or dwelling on the future, worrying about things that have happened in the past or about things that might happen in the future. And we sometimes do that to the detriment of what's happening in the present. And again, there's good research that if you can focus a bit more on the things around you, notice the sun shining, notice green leaves, notice even things about yourself, about how you're feeling, both emotionally and physically, notice things about other people, but just take a little more time, perhaps, as I said, to be in the present, to live in the present, and to see how things are happening now.
It's what you see that's important, and if you can actually line it up and get the right color and enjoy something that's natural around you, that's an excellent opportunity. Around here, I mean in England and London itself particularly, there's so many beautiful big buildings. If you look up, if you're on the coach and if you're going along the street or the bus, it's fantastic what you discover.
Well, I would hop on a bus and go down to Regent's Park and walk through the Rose Garden or round by the lake and the Italian Garden, admiring the flowers and the beauty around.
I think it's very, very important to get out every day if possible. If you only sit on the bench and have a look at the people there, taking the attire, new clothes, the fashion that's out at the moment, smell the roses and stuff like that.
I started coming to the flower stall to get some plants, and then I started to like Sue and her husband, and we got more and more friends. But I get so depressed in the house that I've started coming every day to see Sue, and I feel so much better because I know a lot of stallholders from coming, they all say Diane. It really breaks my day up than sitting in the house, you know. They're so lovely, it just makes my day. And then when they're finished, I'm tired and I can sleep well now. You know, I really feel better. I would say get out and make friends like I did.
Yeah, good spirit, yeah, we are always keeping a good spirit in the life. You have to don't disappoint from the life and always be in a good spirit, yeah, will be. You know, that's all I say.
Plus going down Kilburn High Road and watching everybody, how they walk around and what they're wearing and things like that.
Okay.
People watching.
Well, it makes me feel less stressed and just generally uplifted by the surroundings.
So some people find more formal ways of doing that, such as meditation or some yoga activities can be a very good way of focusing on how things are right now and noticing particularly how you're feeling. But just being aware of that as you go about your daily life, so stepping out of your front door and noticing the street around you and maybe how it's changed from yesterday is important.
It lifts, I feel uplifted. I feel I take interest in what goes on. It makes me feel that I forget what goes on at home and aches and pains, and it does feel like life is really, really interesting. Whereas sometimes just being at home, I tend to think everything is so much trouble, I don't know, I can't be bothered.
So the next of the 5 ways is to learn.
1, 2, 3.
So again, there's good evidence that people who keep up learning throughout life will be people who have better well-being.
It's important for our outlook on life to do something creative. We never know what we can do unless we take that first step and get involved.
I like doing art. I like it, I enjoy doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Relax. Yeah, it's something, it makes you relax because you're concentrating on what you're doing. Yeah.
I'm doing art. I go in the art class. I go in knitting class here today, and I'm enjoying.
Doing jigsaws or doing computers or painting or doing art sometimes. Sometimes if you've got nothing to do it gets bored, but otherwise you've got something to do. And you've got company as well, so to help do it. It's not too bad.
I like to sit for an hour or so doing a crossword because it keeps my brain alert and it keeps my spelling in order and it amuses me sometimes. When I look at it and I've filled in all the spaces, I think, hooray, that's something you've achieved, lads.
I like to have all of the keep always active, otherwise my mind is starts wandering different things which I don't like. You know. Once you're active, you're concentrating things and other worries starting disappearing. You know.
It doesn't mean that you need to go and learn a new foreign language or that you need to be taking a degree or even going to an evening class. It can be something as simple as learning a new recipe or taking an interest in something that's particularly fascinating in the news, and perhaps taking the trouble to look up some of the background to that story and recognising that you are learning something new. So maybe just taking that little bit of extra time, if you're doing some gardening, for example, to look up something about one of your plants. When is it the right time to prune it? You've learned something, and to recognise that you have learned something new that day.
Look at this beauty. And it's a sophisticated lady. This is Forget-Me-Not.
Yeah.
This is Royal Velvet. And I am passionate about fuchsias.
And of course, again, some people do choose more formal methods, such as going to classes or joining in some learning activity with other people.
Everything in life is a learning process, and if you don't get involved, how can you learn? Yeah, not learn, you know, it's important to learn. It's how we keep ourselves going, and our mental well-being is very important.
So the last of the 5 ways is to give, and this isn't about giving money, this is about giving of yourself. So it can be something very simple, like smiling at somebody, the cashier in the shop, or giving a little time to a friend or neighbour to help out with something, giving to your community by joining in some community events.
To be in the chair of the Pensions Association, because I like to see people happy, and doing it keeps me occupied and keeps me young. It makes me feel good because it makes me feel I'm helping people and perhaps giving them a bit of interest in life, trying to find things that interest them.
There's good research that people that give will feel better in themselves and will benefit from that, as well as, of course, as the people that you give to, who will benefit from your generosity.
And there you go, madam. That's the sale done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
So it can be really rewarding to give your time or your energy to something new, and a very easy thing to do, and something that makes you feel better. So we've talked about the 5 ways to well-being, and I think now you're becoming a bit more familiar with them. You'll realise that they interact with each other a lot. So, for example, if you were going to a dance, you would be covering a lot of those things. You'd be being active, you'd be connecting with people, you'd be learning something new, and you would probably be noticing things about yourself and the world around you. You would also be giving to other people because you'd be dancing with them, and you'd all be enjoying yourselves, hopefully. So obviously a lot of things that people do will cover more than one of those. And I think the nice thing about the 5 ways to well-being is actually they feel very natural to people. I think people know that when they go to a walking group, they're being active, they feel it's good for them. They know also that they're connecting with people, and they're making something of their social life, and they know that that's important as well. So they're not out of the ordinary things, the 5 ways to well-being. They're things that we do all appreciate.
Yes.